So you landed that dream job, the one with the six-figure salary. You've officially made it, right? You're wealthy. But what if I told you that for a whole lot of people, that big paycheck is kind of just an illusion of wealth? Today, we're going to dig into 4 signs that you might be earning a lot, but not actually getting rich. So let's just ask the big question right up front. Does a high income automatically mean you're wealthy? I mean, it's the goal so many of us are chasing, but is the paycheck itself really the finish line? Well, when you look at the data, it paints a very different picture. The surprising answer is a lot of the time, no. That impressive salary can be sitting on some seriously shaky ground, hiding some real financial instability. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack. And here's the number that really tells the story. A recent study found that a full 20% of households earning over $150,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. Just let that sink in. 1 in 5 high-earning families. So what's really going on here? Well, that leads us right into our first sign. You're focusing on your paycheck instead of your net worth. See, the true measure of wealth isn't really what flows into your bank account each month. It's about what actually stays there and grows. The number that truly matters is your net worth. Think of it as the real score in your financial life. It's simple, really. It's everything you own minus everything you owe. And that single number, it tells you way more about your financial health than any salary ever could. And this right here is the perfect example. On the left, you've got a high earner. But if all that income is just getting eaten up by a huge mortgage, car payments, and other loans, well, their net worth could be super low or even negative. Meanwhile, someone with a more modest income who keeps their debt low and invests consistently, they can actually be far, far wealthier. But here's the good news. As financial planner Summer Broadhead points out, anyone can work on this. It really doesn't matter where you start. It's all about the steps you decide to take, starting right now to shift your focus to building real, lasting wealth. And you know, one of the biggest things pulling that net worth number down is our second sign, carrying a lot of consumer debt. This is the anchor that can hold back even the highest earners. I mean, just look at that number. In 2024, the average American consumer was carrying over $100,000 in debt. We're talking credit cards, auto loans, personal loans. That is a massive hole to have to dig out of, no matter how much money you make. And as you can see here, this isn't just a problem for one generation. I mean, look at this. From Gen Z all the way to baby boomers, a huge chunk of the population is carrying this kind of debt. For Gen X, almost 40% are carrying a credit card balance. That is the exact opposite of building wealth. So what can you do about it? Well, the first step is just to get organized with a real plan. Whether you use the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest debts first for quick wins, or the avalanche method, tackling the highest interest rates, the key is just to be systematic and intentional about becoming debt-free. Okay, on to sign number 3. Even if you're totally debt-free, there's another major hurdle: not having any retirement savings. Earning a great income today means very little if you haven't put anything away for tomorrow. So you got to ask yourself, are you future-proofing your finances? And this chart, it's pretty stark. Almost half of Gen Z and over a third of both millennials and Gen X have absolutely nothing saved for retirement. 0. That's a huge gamble to take with your future security. And why is this so critical? Well, as Summer Broadhead explains, our spending habits don't just magically disappear when we retire. For the most part, whatever you're spending now, you're probably going to keep spending then. The income might stop, but the bills sure won't. Luckily, the path forward here is pretty clear. If your job offers a 401k, especially with the company match, that is literally free money you should be taking. If not, an IRA is a fantastic tool. Honestly, the most important thing is just to start. Even small, consistent contributions can grow into something massive over time, all thanks to the magic of compound interest. All right, this brings us to our 4th and final sign, and it's the one that kind of ties all the others together. This is the habit that can sabotage even the highest earners and stop them from ever building true wealth. The culprit is something called lifestyle inflation. It's that simple, sneaky tendency we all have to spend more as we earn more. You get a raise, and suddenly you need a bigger house or fancier car. And before you know it, your expenses have grown to meet your new income, and you're right back to living paycheck to paycheck, just with more expensive stuff. And really, it all comes down to this. True wealth isn't just about what you earn, it's about what you don't spend. It's about making conscious, intentional choices with your money, day in and day out. And there are so many creative ways to push back against this. Before you spend, just ask yourself, do I truly need this? You can leverage amazing community resources like libraries or buy nothing groups. And hey, don't be afraid to make a big, drastic change for a little while, like skipping a big vacation for just 1 year to hit a much bigger long-term goal. So let's put it all together. This is your roadmap. First, shift your focus from your salary to your net worth. Second, make a real plan to get rid of that consumer debt. Third, pay your future self first by making retirement savings automatic. And finally, take control of lifestyle inflation by spending with intention. That is the path to real financial freedom. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. This isn't about doing everything at once. It's just about starting. So think about it. What's one small, actionable change you can make this week to start building your true wealth? Thanks so much for tuning in.